Hello, Kindred. I hope we find you well this evening. Night has long since descended upon the Rocky Mountains. A desolate highway stretches through the heart of the wilderness. Towering peaks loom overhead, their jagged silhouettes barely visible against the darkened sky. The road winds its way through the rugged terrain, hugging the mountainside as it carves a solitary path. Thick, ancient woods flank both sides of the highway, their dense canopy creating a shadowy realm that engulfs the surroundings. Tall pines and spruces, their branches heavy with raindrops, sway ominously in the gusts of wind. The forest seems to whisper secrets as rain cascades down, forming a shimmering curtain that blurs the line between reality and illusion. The heavy rain intensifies, transforming the night into a symphony of sound. Each raindrop patters against the ground like a distant drumbeat, accompanied by the occasional crack of thunder that reverberates through the mountains, echoing, almost what seems like endlessly. Flashes of lightning briefly illuminate the landscape, revealing glimpses of the untamed wilderness that stretches far beyond the road's edge. The highway, slick and glistening under the onslaught of rain, reflects the scattered glow of headlights passing by, creating an ethereal glow that illuminates the immediate surroundings. The white and yellow lines marking the lanes blur into a hazy trail, their purpose lost in the storm's fury. Puddles form, transforming the road into a mirrored pathway, reflecting the tumultuous sky above. The atmosphere is heavy with an eerie stillness, broken only by the rhythmic swish of windshield wipers of the passing cars and the occasional hum of the engine. The solitude of the road is palpable, as if the mountains themselves hold their breath, observing the passing of unwary travelers. The only companions are the haunting calls of nocturnal creatures hidden in the woods, their cries carried on the wind, dampened slightly by the sound of the rain, a chilling reminder of the wilderness that surrounds Yvlot. Occasionally, a bolt of lightning will pierce the sky, illuminating the silhouette of a lone predator, in this case a majestic bear, or an elusive mountain lion, a guardian of these untamed lands. Their eyes gleam momentarily with feral intensity before vanishing once more into the veil of darkness. As we open with the four of you driving down this lonely, deserted stretch of road, the rain pounding against the windshield, Ottilie slumbering in the back seats.
So I don't know if this car has like any sort of like power plugs for plugging in and charging your phone. Okay, it does. Okay.
This car has charging port.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to be making sure that like whatever phones I can put onto a charging port is being charged, including mine and including Al's when we find her phone.
It was like in the boob pocket.
I'm gonna continue driving.
I'm going to be checking the time on my phone. How much time do we have before the first meeting?
Got about... So your armored truck is going to be arriving in about 15 minutes. Your destination, however, is in sight. It's literally just up the road from you. You can literally see it from where you are.
Do I see any points off the road that we can just hide our car and then wait for this armored vehicle?
There is
like any, like any, what is it,
rest
police
area?
spots. Or speed trap, that's the word I'm looking for, speed traps.
Make me an investigation and intelligence roll, please.
Is it, I'm assuming we're in the mountains-ish still?
Yes. Oh yeah, so this entire scene is going to take place in the mountains.
Alright, so for those of you who aren't familiar with the Rockies, it's very tiny, lots of big trees, old growth, that kind of shit. It's very, it's making Val a little homesick.
For D, the rolls, since one of the hunger dice replaces one of the skill set dice, the hunger dice is a 5. And we have 3 failures to 3 successes. So we got 2, a 6, and a 9, a 3, and a 5.
Coming up just on the left-hand side, or sorry, on the right-hand side of the road, a little ways up, through the rain, you manage to catch a glimpse of what might be a turnout. It's not your rest area, it's more of a pull-off into the woods. There's a kind of a dirt path that a car might be able to fit down.
I point this out to Bone Collector.
I pull over and hide away a car. Is there anyone already in that trap?
There is not at the moment.
Okay. So I parallel park.
This actually pulls off into the woods, so when you come out, you'll have to back out.
Yeah.
You can basically drive in.
No, could I back in?
You absolutely could, and you do have enough time to do that, yes.
All right, I'm gonna back in.
You back in without too much of a problem, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, yeah, it's a little hazardous, but you've done this a million times before, so I'm not going to make you roll for it.
Okay. I'm gonna place the e-brake on, and I'm getting out of the. I'm popping the trunk, and I'm getting out, and I'm grabbing a singular strip out. It looks like essentially a spike strip that I got off of Amazon.
You step out of the car, Bone Collector, and it's like you're just stepping out of a pool. You are just like instantly from head to toe drenched.
I don't care.
I'm gonna go out with him so that way he's not alone.
Okay.
I'm getting out of the car as well. So Val pretty much got up like the minute you guys stopped, and she's looking at the trees on the edge of the road.
Okay.
Like she's trying to assess something. Remember, she's still old school. Well, she hasn't even thought of the things like the strips yet, so she's thinking they're doing this old style, we're going to knock a tree in the road. She's trying to find the best tree.
Okay. Roll me intelligence plus investigation, please. Yes, Elizabeth.
So get out of the car with my stuff, and I'm going to follow Val, and because D and Bone Collector are buddied up, so I'm gonna buddy with Val, and kind of just be like, "What are you doing?"
Which tree do you think is going to be best? I'm not really sure how big of an armored car we're talking about here, and I'm rolling.
Trust your opinion on that one.
Okay, let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, 2 9s, 2 6s, and a 7, and then we have 2 2s and a 5, so 3 fails.
You managed to find what you think might be a decent-sized tree, fairly thick around the base. You've seen vehicles today, like modern vehicles. You're not sure if the tree will stand up, but there's a very decent possibility it should, this tree.
So I'm gonna go up to that tree and give it like a good look at. Elizabeth, what do you think of this one?
Do you remember what you did to the door when we first escaped that place? How you lightning struck it?
Oh, that was just me hitting it, dear.
Oh, because I was about to say, if you hit it the right way, it could look like lightning just hit the tree. Like, no one would know the difference.
I had planned on simply uprooting it, but I suppose...
Oh, that works too! But that looks like a great tree. I would stop for that tree.
We're going to slide back over to D and Bone Collector.
So I am taking the strips out and I am laying them out on the road, just unfurling them. There are 4.
Yeah, I'm just going to help with making sure that they're laid out correctly.
Yep, not a problem. They get laid out. They cover like this entire side of the road. In this weather, they should actually be damn near invisible.
Think that's enough that'll stop an armored truck's tires?
I don't think so, depending on how big the armored vehicle is.
Well, one of the cool things about these specific ones is the rebar. It won't track back up, and once it hits, it's almost like hitting an e-brake, essentially ripping out the rubber. But that's only if they don't have Kevlar.
What year is this again?
2023, I believe.
Is Kevlar more of a thing right now? Some of us have been asleep for near 5 years.
Yeah, it's 2023.
So what's the likelihood that Kevlar is probably more of a commonplace thing?
It is for armored vehicles, although let me double check. I'd have to roll on that, and then I'd have to check.
An armored truck, most likely. I'll tell you right now, depending on the make and model, when it was made, and any sort of additions that have been added, it's going to be damn near impossible to tell until it's here.
Yeah. Foam-filled tires, actually. They're filled with polyurethane. They're bulletproof.
We'll cut back to Val and Elizabeth. There's a pair of headlights come around a corner off in the distance.
And in that case, I'm gonna shove that bitch over.
Make me a strength and if you're attempting to shove, athletics.
Running across the street, grabbing bones, getting into the woods.
You have a minute, maybe a minute and a half until the truck gets here.
Oh, that's enough time to throw down a tree.
Depends.
So, sorry, I missed that because there was some noise in my background. I'm rolling strength and athletics, right?
Yes.
Or strength.
Or strength and dex.
Nope, strength and athletics.
Strength and athletics.
Okay, let's count here.
So, I have a question for our players. Strips. Are they placed before the tree or after the tree?
We don't... Okay, Bones and I probably don't know that there's a plan involving a tree taking place right now.
So there's 4 10s.
So 8 successes.
And you can add 4 more successes on top of that.
12.
And then 2 fails.
What were the fails?
5s. My hunger dice were a 7 and an 8.
Yeah, you look at this tree.
I believe that's Missy Crit.
Yeah, it is.
I am planning to uproot this son of a bitch right under the
Oh,
road.
you uprooted.
You did, but my question is, did you look where you were placing it?
Okay, I am making the assumption that this is like a rocky forest pine tree kind of thing, and that it's big enough that it's going to cross the entire road, right?
Well, I get that. ST, where are we? Comparatively speaking to this tree.
I was grabbing you and getting you out of the road.
I was about to ask, can I feel... You said, like, in the past that we can, like, feel when there's, like, a bestial thing happening?
In certain circumstances when I deem it dramatically appropriate.
Is this time where it is dramatically appropriate?
Not this time, sweetheart!
Oh, I love this group so much. We're so cohesive. We work together. Communication, top notch.
I asked you if it was a good tree.
Yes, it is a good tree.
There's a resounding crack of thunder across the sky as Bone Collector and D lay their strips. But a moment later, all they hear is a resounding crack. And then part of the forest seems to start moving and falling sideways. You not only uproot the tree that you were attempting to uproot, you uproot a couple of trees to the side of it. You pulverize part of the trunk to do it. Thunk! Right beside you two.
Before or after the spikes?
Or on the spikes.
You're, like, standing. The tree falls mere inches in front of you.
So after the spikes, then?
Just after the spikes.
I'm looking up at Val right now, beckoning her over.
She takes her time. Sorry about that. I thought you were still at the car. You said we didn't have a lot of time and there's a car coming. This is how we stop. This is how we block roads still, right?
This actually might fix our conundrum whether or not the spikes were going to do it on their own.
Big smile.
As you make your way back to the car. You guys make your way back to the car, and as you get to the car, you hear the screeching of tires. A resounding crash, and what sounds like tires blowing.
I'm putting my hood up and my face mask on.
If you turn to look, that tree trunk is broken in half. There's an armored truck sitting there on 4 flat tires, partway through the trunk. It hit the spikes, the tires blew, smashed through the tree trunk, which stopped it. Matter of fact, the tree trunk is now on both sides of the armored car.
I don't know. I think the tree did a rather good job. There are some things that you just don't have to change.
Let's get the driver. Quickly.
I grab my Remington and I make sure it's loaded with one of the salt rounds that I had packed.
I am holding... I don't know guns. So I'm just going to say a regular handgun, or classic police handgun, and definitely holding it wrong, because, you know, we have not a gal who's had before, but just knows Rudy, Tooty, and Shooty. He walks over and follows everybody else, going to the driver's side.
You guys approach this truck. How are you attempting to get in?
I'm gonna jump up onto the cab, the driver's side cab door, and attempt to pry it open.
I am using my senses and making my ears and concentrating on any sounds of people who are in the truck to get a feel for how many people are in there. Are they both in the front? Or
Yes.
is one in the back?
They both appear to be in the front.
Okay, so then, since Bone Collector is going to the driver's side, I'm going to pay attention to the passenger side.
I will be slightly further away so that I'm not that visible. Hair and face is also covered. And I'm basically just training an arrow more aiming towards the back than the front.
I'm also keeping a distance, but towards the other side on the passenger side, so I would have followed Bone Collector by keeping my distance. So, and seeing about if there's any point that, higher, so that way I can have a better vantage point if it goes awry. So that way I can use the Remington to do a salt shot at whoever's in the driver's side.
Bone Collector. You go to rip open the driver's side door. Grab the handle in your hand. You feel it give. You feel the door open. And you all wake up several feet away from the truck a moment later.
We wake up?
15, 20 feet. Yeah. Looking back, you can see part of the truck. Looks like it got into a fight with a hill giant. From the inside. Looks like something exploded. The smoking wreckage. You also happen to notice 2 humans lying on the ground, almost as if they were ejected from the vehicle.
Are they still alive? Humans?
Can't tell from this distance. You're about 15 to 20 feet away. Of course, if the explosion was enough to pull you all back, you are all going to need to make me a rouse check.
Okay. Seven.
7 and a 6. Okay.
10.
Congratulations. You all pull yourself back to consciousness with relative ease.
The humans, are they ejected? Do they look like they were, like, put off to the side? Or do they just look like a natural ejection happened?
One of them looks like they skidded down the road a little bit. The other one looks like they were thrown up and landed on the road.
I'm gonna, though, like, I guess just, like, slowly trying to get up and getting towards them to check them out, if I can.
The
Like-
female...
Like, I'm still cautious, obviously, but I'm trying to use my senses to get a feel for what attention they need.
The female seems to be struggling a little bit. Almost as if she's trying to pull herself off to the side of the road.
And what about the male? Can I see anything about him?
As far as you can see, he's not moving.
Can I hear a heartbeat or breathing, or is he dead?
Are you channeling your senses?
Yeah.
He's got nothing. You can hear her heartbeat, you can't hear his.
How far is Bone Collector from me?
A couple of feet.
I'm gonna look at him, obviously not caring about his medical situation, and just go, he's dead. She's alive.
I'll double check just to be sure.
I'm going. And how much pain are we in? Am I crawling? What am I doing?
You might be able to pull yourself up to your feet, but it hurts. You can register the pain. There's probably a broken bone or two somewhere. You might have to spend some blood to mend yourself. If you want to be, like...
Do any else of us feel immense amounts of pain or any amounts of pain as we're coming to him?
Yeah.
Do I have an idea of what could do what's just happened twice now, basically? Yeah, but I mean, like, am I aware of anything supernaturally, vampirically, that could strength necessary to do what's just been done to that and us simultaneously?
No, but you do smell the remnants of like burning materials. It's like an explosion happened. Absolutely, you can.
Do I just need to do another rouse check to heal my leg?
Well, if you look in the Discord, under your rules, there should be a thing for healing.
I just don't know if a broken bone is like serious or. Okay, never mind then. I'm gonna limp.
Yes. Most definitely. So, your rules on healing. Being dead, vampires do not naturally heal. Their unliving frames can still knit themselves together, however, given enough effort. Mending superficial health damage and mending aggravated damage are the two ways this is done. For the force that you guys were thrown with, you would have taken 2 points of aggravated damage. So, for mending superficial health damage, depending on the blood potency, a vampire can mend 1 or more points of superficial health damage with a single rouse check. Vampires can make 1 rouse check per turn to mend superficial health damage. To mend aggravated damage, a vampire must wait until the next nightfall and make 3 rouse checks in addition to the regular rouse check made when rising. This process removes 1 point of aggravated damage, as well as 1 crippling injury or similar impairment. A vampire can only mend 1 point of aggravated damage per night. As with Awakening, if these rouse checks raise the vampire's hunger above 5, they fall into torpor rather than testing for hunger friend.
Which one's the bad leg?
Stops you in your tracks.
Wait. Is she
Well,
still on her belly, or is she on her back?
Yep. No, she's on her belly.
She's on her belly, so she can't see.
Correct.
Okay. Just under my breath. What the fuck are you doing? Waving to just do it. Like, trying to resist, like, just do it.
What are your individual hunger tracks at? We're going to start with Bone Collector. 3. Elizabeth.
I'm checking. 2.
Yeah, I think I'm
Valerie.
at 2 now as well.
This individual
No, wait, I
smelling
succeeded.
decent to at least 2 of you. Smelling kind of delicious to at least 2 of you. As she whimpers in pain.
Do I get to the dude during this? I have my Remington with my soul
We're gonna
round.
cut to you for a sec. You do manage to get to the dude.
And I still have, and I'm going to assume I still have access to my Remington soul rounds in it. Because I don't think, well, I'll make sure that it weren't used as of yet. As I'm walking up, pulling up.
Your gun is no longer in your hand. You don't know where it is. When you got thrown, it went flying.
Okay, so I start to remember I got thrown. Do I remember anything else as I'm hobbling over to this guy?
Do you remember what?
Do I remember anything else as I'm hobbling over to this guy?
Just that you got thrown.
D, you went for the Remington Versa Max?
No, I went for the Remington 870. So I had packed in my bag, rope, obviously, and then Remington 870 shotgun, and I had put also in the bag 5 regular rounds and 3 assault rounds, and the shotgun in this had one of the assault rounds in it, and it was flown off my hands. And then I also had packed 4 9mm handguns with 20 rounds total, and then a Mossberg 500 with 5 normal rounds and 3 assault rounds. But out of the bag, I only took out the Remington. So the rest of the weapons are still back in there. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was trying to see if I can remember anything that happened aside from... I remember getting thrown and the shot in my Remington flying on hands being thrown. Do I remember what threw me or anything else?
No. You don't.
Alright, so as I get to this dude, I'm gonna throw up my heightened senses and see if I can hear anything from this dude.
You hear nothing. You do hear a heartbeat off in the distance, and you do hear the rest of your friends.
I'm still checking on this dude, but I'm gonna reach over.
You did.
And I just make sure of that because you mentioned that he was like face down on the ground and it looks like he did it. I'm gonna turn him over.
Okay, you turn him over. His eyes are wide open and staring at absolutely nothing. He is dead. If he was any deader, he would be a rotting corpse. I.e., see Lady Punit's impression.
I'm as close as eyes. And just for, I'm so sorry.
Moving back to the rest of you.
So I would have had my weapons essentially strapped to me. So I'm assuming they are still with me.
Decently strapped. Strapping might be a little frayed, but
Yeah.
you've still got them.
I mean, I'm sure the arrow that I had knocked is gone somewhere. So
Yeah.
Need a new one. I'm gonna reload as I approach the back of the vehicle. Now you see, it exploded. So what kind of explosion are we looking at? Like, is it just the front? Is it like a big, what's the word? Like a big exploded cabbage from the middle? Like, is there big gaping holes? Is it a ball of fire? The back of the truck.
Correct. The cab has taken some damage and ejected its 2 passengers, but the back of this truck no longer exists.
If I look in, so if I approach close enough that I can see what was the back of the truck, I guess, is there anything remaining on the inside of what it was carrying?
The wheels and the undercarriage. The back of this truck is gone.
I'm assuming my character does not know what would cause that damage, even though I do.
Correct.
Alright, well, in that case, bit of grumbling of this feels like either a trap or a fool's errand. And I guess I've seen, is Dee walking away from the dead body, or is she still around there?
So he's picking up, she's carrying said dead body, and while carrying said body, she would have also checked to see if there were any sort of firearms or weapons on this dude, and she's just going to nab him.
Did you check his pockets?
I'm in the process of picking him up, yeah.
Anything, identification, itinerary?
I haven't investigated that portion yet. I was basically just like, okay, let's pick you up. Are there any weapons? Okay. We're just gonna snag the whatever is on you.
Alright.
Who's currently being pinned by the bone collector.
So, doing a quick visual assessment, what can I see? What is one leg just shattered, or is it off?
No, one leg is the leg that the bone collector is standing on is shattered.
Oh my god. And then what else? I'm assuming because she like on the road, like just entire front is just busted.
Yep.
Oh my god.
With your medical knowledge, you can easily tell she's going to need a hospital to have any hell and hope of repairing whatever's happened to her.
We were just supposed to do the delivery.
You talking to her. You are going to die if you do not tell us what is going on. Wait, I keep a hand on her back so that she can't like move her head up. What? Who are you taking this to?
I don't know. I don't know. We aren't told we aren't told those things. We're just supposed to do deliveries.
Where?
Please.
Where?
Oh, it hurts so much. It hurts so much. Please. Please.
No.
So, he is carrying, what was his
Liam.
name?
Liam
is carrying this Liam fellow, as she's hearing New Girl say. And as Bone Collector is gesturing, she's going to scowl at him like, really? It's because in E's mind right now, we probably just fucked up the messengers. However, I'm still gonna do an insight check on the girl, focusing more on the subtle mannerisms, just to be on the safe side, because you never know who could be faking it and what have you. Double sevens. Yeah, I figured as much. So, instead of tossing Liam, I'm just going to continue walking over because I am a freaking hot mess probably as well. And I'm going to set Liam down.
I'm gonna reach down, but the way I'm going to reach down is not gonna be nice.
Who is just continuing with the line of questions? Who is the supplier? Who is the supplier?
I don't know. That's not my job. I just do deliveries. I pick up and I drop off. I don't know anything, please!
Guys. Oh.
Protean flesh crafting to his own hand. Liam.
Also requires a rouse check. While we're getting there.
So I would have taken a quick look through the cab, or whatever is left of it, for any papers, anything, anything that looks like it even if it doesn't belong or something like that. Just their keys, their wallets, destination.
Plus investigation, please. I'm gonna make you roll that, sorry. Your flesh crafting, not a problem.
Emily can hear bones and the sound of slick flesh and blood start to slide up as you hear more bones of what seems like the rib cage cracking and reforming.
Bo, what the fuck?
I need to go home. My son is so worried. Please, please. I don't know anything. Please. Please.
Bo, let her go. I'm gonna start reaching for the goal.
5 successes, 2 fails.
You find nothing out of the ordinary inside the truck other than maybe shattered glass and mangled metal.
Coming back out of the truck to join the others, do I hear what's going on from where I am?
Absolutely you do.
We're going to do something else. Quickly. I need to do a rouse check for it. Hold on.
Yep.
We're past. We're not hungry for this one. D, in your head, you hear Val. You need to calm down. I know this is rough, but this is what we are. We have things to do. Think of Marcus. She could know where they are. She might not know what was in there, but she knows where she came from and she knows where she was going. If you are not willing to do what needs to be done, get back to the car.
She's not going to be able to answer if she's freaking the fuck out.
She doesn't need to answer once I'm in her head. Just wait. And I will make my way to them. We're going to take a look around somebody's noggin.
Oh.
I need to get back to Charlie. I need to get back to Charlie. Please,
It's going to be okay. Hey. I reach for the and I just gently turn her over the body. Okay. It's going to be okay. Hey, look at me. Look at me. And I'm just going to persuade her to calm down. Try to persuade her to calm down. And is there a way that I can use heightened senses to help with the calming down process by listening to her heart rate or anything like that? Or doing like kind of a reverse heightened senses to have my senses try to calm her down?
You can listen to her all you want. That's all it is listening. It's not going to be able to do anything else. That's not what that's designed for.
Okay, so
And then once I reach them,
I'm just getting her to breathe and calm down. We're just going to ask you where you came from and where you're going. Okay?
once I reach the scene, I'm going to concentrate that telepathy and take a look around her head. How honest is she being? How much of it is made up? Where, if I can get any sense of where she was, where they picked this up, anything, everything.
Does that require a rouse check for you?
I think that's up to you. I can't seem to find how long a first one lasts for, but I'm guessing since I'm switching person, because I was in Dee's head and I'm going to hers, I should probably do another rouse check.
I'm going to make you roll for that. Make a rouse check for that.
And not hungry.
I was also going to make sure that girl wasn't facing Val either, so that way Val could have a better shot getting to the inside of this girl's head. So whatever position I have to put this girl in, while not being able to see Val.
Valerie, her thoughts are jumbled. Extremely so. Frantic. You can't really make sense of them.
I can add an actual int Hospex to that telepathy.
Okay, roll it.
Okay, so right out that we got 3 10s.
Yep.
And then 4 more successes on top of that.
Okay.
My hunger die are some 7s. And then, oh wait, there's an 8, so that's another one on top of that. And then 2 3s, so 2 5s.
You're not able to make out much more. She is way too freaked out at the moment. Her thoughts are just all over the place. I'm curious as to what Elizabeth is doing.
Elizabeth, now that Dee and Val have the person in question, Elizabeth is going to turn her attention to Bones. Is he still just holding the cadaver by, like, the scalp? Like, this is what I'm What are you doing?
Like a puppet.
As far as
I'm not going to let this girl see that.
Elizabeth is gonna place a hand, like her hand, like right, like in the middle, and like with that extremely calm, orderly voice she used 100 times in a hospital, just say, Val is doing the work. You can stop. Your job is done. You can stop.
I'm gonna ask the ST if I should roll willpower test right now.
I do have another trick up my sleeve once Bone Daddy's done here.
interesting. We're going to set difficulty at 5 successes. Sorry, bear with us, guys. We've got a lot going on here, and I'm kind of jumping back and forth trying to capture things, so...
I'm digging through some of my stuff here, so if you need time to set things up, I need to look at particulars.
What? Oh.
Let's just say his beast might be in control of the moment, shall we?
Oh, shit.
That body was already
Right,
dead.
that-
Like, good.
My bu-
I'm just gonna try picking up this girl and getting her away from the scene. Bo, get your foot off her! Bo, get your foot off her!
Valerie, you're rooting around in this girl's head. You get a flash, just for an instant, of something. A building made of stone. You've stayed at this building before. You're looking at it.
I'm going to latch onto that and bring myself into her field of view, and like basically all she's looking at is my eyes, not the titties, okay, the eyes. And we're using yeah, I don't need to have a rouse for command, so we're going to use command. And basically order her to tell us, how do you know that building? The church in your mind. How do you know it?
Your role versus... What is your role for that? For command?
Of course it doesn't tell me. Fuck. I mean, it's obviously dominate, but
Yep.
might be presence as well for this one.
Okay, so this is going to require one... If it's mesmerized, this is going to require one rouse check. And once you do that, we'll get into the rest, because I've actually got it.
And it's a 7! Not hungry. I don't need to say shit.
Most number of successes wins.
I got a 9.
I mean, you only had one dot?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
honey.
got a 9, okay? What'd you get?
This
I
human.
got a 9.
No, Valerie.
Eight successes.
Moment while we tally the number.
8 successes plus 2 of those are 10s, so that's...
You suddenly want to gush everything, Lady Punnet. Just, you want to tell her everything you know about this church, which is not much.
I mean, I got married there. Before Richard passed away, that's where we got married, and that's where he was buried. I don't know much about it, honestly.
Then why were you thinking about it just now? Did she just pass out?
Yep, give her a sec.
That was the pickup spot. That's where we
That's
had
where
to
you
pick up
picked
the
up-
delivery.
I see. Do you remember who gave you the delivery?
There was
Was it
no
a
one there.
priest?
There was just... What priest? No, it was out front. We just picked it up. We put it in the car. That's how it always is. We never interact with people. We literally just pick up stuff, drop it off. We're just middlemen. We don't know anything. I don't even know what was fucking in the boxes.
Do you remember your
How many
nomination?
boxes?
There was... I don't know. I don't remember. Liam was the one... There was 5 boxes. There's 5 boxes. We just picked them up. We put them in the car. I was driving, and then we fucking hit the tree, and the car fucking exploded.
Oh, sorry, Bone Collector. You had something you wanted to say, and I don't think you hear anything. Anyone trying to get your attention, but Bone Collector, what's up? Absolutely. I'll give you one less dot, 100, and I'll make your willpower roll a little easier this time. We're going to drop that to a 3. Congratulations. You pull yourself out of a frenzy.
what I'd like to know, Bo.
Shut up! Shut up! Looking at Val and this person again. Just listening to what they're saying and the interrogation take place.
Also, Bo, get your foot off this poor girl.
I didn't talk to anyone. We were assigned the delivery spot. We picked up the 5 boxes. We were supposed to do the delivery somewhere up here. I didn't have the location. Liam did. He was just giving me... There was none. There is none. It's all under the table. What? The truck? No, I just... What are you? What did you do to Liam? I'm a fucking human! What the fuck are you?
I think you're seeing things. I think you need to lay down. You've been in a terrible accident.
Are you all watching her?
Well, I know I am.
Same.
So I roll 4 dice. Seven, 5, and 8.
7, 7, 5, and 8. That's 3 successes, 1 fail. Anything over a 6 is a success. Anything under a 6 is a fail.
Okay.
So you got 3.
But actually,
go another point.
I would have broken eye contact the minute she started freaking out and that he was coming back to himself. So now I'm just kind of looking around while looking at her, if that makes sense.
We'll wait until this resolves. 3.
Can I help with persuasion?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Well, you're attempting to do that. Valerie's looking around. Elizabeth and Dee are trying to figure out what to do. She's screaming, yelling, and panicking. And all you hear is the rain. The thunder and the lightning around you as she stops. It's not a sound coming from her. For those of you that are looking at her, one moment she's screaming and yelling, and the next moment her head is gone.
Like gone? Like...
Gone. And she falls limp to the ground. Yes, Bone Collector. Yep.
Taking the body to the car.
Yep. Yeah, it was a sniper. You're not sure from where, but it was a sniper.
Taking the body, going to the truck.
Critter? Sorry. Valerie, what were you saying?
Oh, I wasn't actually saying it. I was saying, don't take the body!
put it back in the truck. Throw it back in the truck.
Fine, throwing the body back in the truck then. And then running.
You move back towards the truck. And it's a long walk. Probably a solid 10, 15 minutes. Nothing else makes itself apparent with this. The remnants of this truck. Bodies. All you hear is the rain. That's it. The rain, the thunder.
Pretty sure we were running.
So as I guess we're running back to cover, we're putting on our listening ears for heartbeats that aren't supposed to be here.
Yes.
Off in the distance, you hear you're not sure what it is. You haven't heard anything like this before, Val. It's a thunka sound.
I think I can use share the senses to let Bones hear it as well. To basically be like, I have no idea what this is. Oh, I hungry.
Does that put you at 4?
Maybe.
You now get to roll Resolve and Aspects.
Okay, so we have 3 10s. And then 4 extra successes on top of that, which thankfully make up my hunger die. And then we have 3 4s.
You know what it is. What you want to tell them?
It's an enormous dragonfly made out of metal, controlled by a human.
Fuck! I have been long enough to hear about those.
And a moment later,
They made me watch movies.
Now is the time! We need to run!
at the
We
moment,
need to flee.
or a moment later, it's gone, fading into the darkness, leaving you guys standing there on the road with 2 dead bodies, a blown-up truck, and your car with somehow still sleeping audibly.
Bodies get placed back into said thing, leaning on the outside of the windows, the front windows. Gotta make it look good.
If we're gonna make it look good, we need to smush the body with no head into a trunk.
Or I can just use some of my acid ability to get rid of the surface stuff.
I wouldn't worry too much about that. We're just taking this old school.
And also there's plenty of evidence all over the ground that there were 2 people.
I'm a pilfer the pockets of the girl.
Okay.
That's actually where we're going to fade to black.